Hello, friends. Good to see you again if we've practiced together before, and if not, welcome to Yoga with Paige. Today we have a beautiful heart-opening Vinyasa class. We really work on just opening through the chest, feeling our self-love, letting that love in, and expressing it out, sharing it with others and the world. So we move slowly with the breath, having fun. We challenge ourselves a bit with a few standing balance poses. We peak in Warrior 3 and make our way to Camel and Wheel Pose if those are in your practice. So have fun with this one. Take what you need, leave what you don't, find what feels good. And whenever you're ready, you can grab your mat and get started. We start today standing at the top of the mat, finding mountain pose. Rooting down through the heels, lifting up through the legs, slightly tucking in the pelvis, having a micro little bend in the knees here. Lifting up, rolling the shoulders back, hands, palms face forward. Ready to receive, lifting up through the crown of the head. Coming into this moment, noticing how the heart feels. If we feel open, or maybe we're gravitating towards this practice because we're feeling a little bit more closed off. However we feel, we send ourselves love and kindness and non-judgment. Taking hands to heart center, feel the energy that lives there. Feel the heat between your hands as you press them together. Taking deep breaths, feeling them in the belly. One more round, just coming into yourself. And then releasing the hands, and on an inhale, reach them up high. Interlacing the fingers, pressing palms up. Exhale, take them over to the right for a side bend. Inhale back up to center, and exhale to the left. Moving with the breath. Exhale to bend. Inhale to come back up. One more time each side. Evening out and opening up. We're going to release the hands and dangle. So folding over the legs. We're keeping the knees bent here. Maybe the thigh even rests on, or the chest even rests on the thighs. Dropping the head down, finding opposite elbows, and just letting yourself hang. Finding a little sway side to side. Giving yourself this little hug here. Releasing tension in the neck and the shoulders. Feeling the blood rush to the head. Feeling the backs of the legs wake up. One more breath here. Then release the hands, still bent over. Take them behind the back, interlace the fingers, and try to reach the hands over the head. Opening through the chest, the upper shoulders. Deep breath. Then exhale, gently release the hands. They come to find the mat, and we step down, finding our tabletop pose, preparing for cat-cow. Spreading wide through the fingers, grounding. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, round through cat, press away from the mat. Moving with the breath. Taking time to send our awareness to the spine and to the abdomen. Noticing our breath. and how this physically feels. One more round. Make it nice and deep and big. And we meet in tabletop pose. Still grounding through the tops of the feet, gripping through the fingers, connect to the core and lift the knees an inch off the ground. Kind of protracting the shoulders here, connecting to that fire within, gazing slightly between the hands, holding. And exhale, release the knees, coming to sit back on the heels, taking the hands behind the feet. And exhale, lift the chest and lift the hips, trying to create a nice long line from the knees to the shoulders. So just really opening, spreading through the collarbones, creating as much space as we can, holding. Exhale, let the hips fall back, find our way to tabletop, where we tuck the toes and lift the hips for downward facing dog. Pedaling out through the feet, gripping through the fingers, gazing at the hands. We're going to warm the body up with a sun salutation, so we gently make our way to the top of the mat and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, reach through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, hands come up and kiss at the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach. Exhale, flat back dive. Lifting up halfway. And stepping back to plank pose, nice and strong. Taking a slow, controlled vinyasa. Elbows by the sides. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale over the toes. Beautiful. Grounding through the right foot, raise the left, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, bring it in through the chest, tap the left elbow and back. In through the chest, tap the right and back. One more time, each side, tap the left, back. Tap the right, back. This time, bring it in through the chest, planting it between the hands, pivoting on the back foot, reach up, warrior one. Finding our positioning, grounding through the back edge of the right foot. Exhale, reach the arms back, chest comes forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, airplane. One more time, inhale. Exhale. This time, interlacing the fingers. Inhale, reach the hands down, lifting the chest. Exhale, take the chest forward, humble warrior. Hands come over the head. One breath here. Release the hands. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Nice and strong, reaching the scapula together, sending energy out through the fingertips. Inhale, reach forward, flip the palm and back. Exhale, extended side angle, reaching the right arm overhead. Nice long line. On your next exhale, lift back up, nice and strong, warrior two. Then turning to face the wide edge of the mat, toes point out, sinking into goddess pose. Squeezing the glutes together, finding our positioning. Then reaching the arms out, shoulder height, reaching them in front of the chest, drawing the left underneath the right, eagle arms. Still sinking down in the glutes, but reaching the hands up. Breathe. Feel your strength. Beautiful. One more breath. Exhale, release the arms, standing up straight, turning to face the front of the mat. Pivot that back foot. Taking the arms behind the back, we slowly fold forward. Keeping nice and long, straight spine. Maybe we need to rock that back foot up an inch or two. Holding here, breathing into this hamstring stretch. Releasing the hands if we had them bound. We're going to try and lift up into warrior 3 without the hands. So finding your balance, maybe we bend the leg first. Moving slowly and carefully, squaring the hips, finding our positioning here, squeezing through the glutes. Exhale, release the fingertips to the mat, standing splits. Reach that leg up as high as we can while keeping the hips square. Does not matter how high your leg goes. Look, mine is not very high at all. What matters is that we practice and we find this union of strength and ease. Keeping the left fingertips on the mat, bending that top leg, and reaching back with the right hand to try and find the ankle. Sugarcane pose. Opening, sending the hips on top of each other, stacking them, reaching that ankle behind you as far as you can. Beautiful. We have an option. We can open and extend to half moon, maybe taking our gaze up, if that feels okay. Releasing the hands back down, stepping that right foot back, and coming into plank pose. Taking a vinyasa, nice and slow. Tuck the elbows in. Inhale. Lifting the chest. And exhale, lifting the hips, downward facing dog. Grounding through the left leg, raising the right. Bending the knee, tapping the right wrist, elbow, and back. And left, and back. And right, back. One more. Cross it over, and back. And inhale. Make our way to warrior 1, nice and strong. Sinking into the hips, beautiful. Squaring to the front. Exhale, reach the arms back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back. One more time. Then interlace the fingers and inhale, raise the chest high. Exhale, humble warrior. Shoulder comes to the inside of the knee. Hold here. Inhale, release the hands, warrior 1. Exhale, opening, warrior 2. One breath here. Inhale, reach forward and back, humble warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Nice, beautiful long lines, keeping our integrity. And exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the legs, coming into goddess pose. Whoop. Exhale, sinking into the hips. Reaching the arms out. And now the opposite arm comes on top, reaching up. Squeezing through the glutes, seeing if you can sink a little bit deeper. 2 more breaths here, we got this. We're building up strength and endurance and flexibility all at the same time. Release, straighten the legs, face the front of the mat, and fold over that right leg, reaching the arms behind. Taking a few breaths here to warm up the hamstring. Maybe take our heart rate back down a little bit. Beautiful. Preparing for our warrior 3. Whenever you're ready, sending that left leg up and back. Squaring the hips. Grounding through that right foot. And releasing for our standing split. not judging how far we're going. Just feeling good, noticing how good this feels in your body to open up, to work it out. Coming into our sugarcane pose, remembering to not force anything and only take what you need in this practice, feeling free to make it your own, change up some postures. Breathe nice and deep. One more breath. Maybe releasing to half moon. Challenging yourself. Beautiful. Returning back to the front of the mat, stepping back into plank pose and lowering down to the belly. Taking a much needed little rest here. Taking crocodile pose. Forehead on top of the forearms. Taking a moment to slow down the heart rate and just notice how we feel. After building up a little bit of heat. One more deep breath. 2 more rounds of breath here. Finding length in the spine. Then inhale, lift the head. Release the arms, extend the left out to the side. Steeple the right fingers and take that right leg over. So we're lying on the left leg. Our chest is open, lifted to the sky. We're getting a nice shoulder stretch. Maybe we deepen this and we choose to extend the top leg or pull the knee into the chest. Whatever feels good to you. One more breath. And wherever we are, we slowly roll back onto the belly and switch sides. Beautiful. Breathing nice and deep. Enjoying these sweet little moments for yourself. You deserve them. Exhale, release, slowly rolling back onto the belly and sending the hips back, child's pose. We can keep the knees together or we can widen them, whatever the body wants. Just taking a few moments to melt the heart down. Maybe revisit our intention for the practice if we set one. Come back to the breath if our mind has wandered. Gently lifting the chest, sliding the hands back, coming up onto the knees. Big inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands find the top fleshy part of the bum here. Taking a slight back bend, only going as far as feels good. Our knees are hip width apart. We inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, start to send the pelvis forward, slowly back bending. Still breathing. If we can't breathe, we've gone too far. Two more breaths here before we have an option to deepen. Lifting the chest back up. We can reach the right hand down towards the ankle, reach the left arm up for a little side camel, still sending the hips out in front. You can reach this arm back. We can also stay here if this is feeling good to you, or we can pick up this right foot, pulling it into the chest for this little half camel variation. Exhale, gently release. Maybe send the hips back, take a little counter around. Then inhale, lift back up. Doing the other side, reaching the right arm up, left arm back. Again, finding what feels good to you. Maybe we stay here, maybe we're hanging out in child's pose right now. Option to pick that left foot up, get a little quad stretch here as well. Beautiful, release. And we can take full camel if we are so inclined to do so. Moving slowly, listening to your own body. Just a few breaths. Letting your heart lead. Exhale. Slowly come back up. We can find rabbit pose, placing the crown of the head on the mat, reaching the hands back for the ankles, just rounding through the back. So pressing the knees into the mat, using the opposition of the hands and the feet to really round. Beautiful. Lifting back up, we now have an option for wheel pose. This is our last major peak pose if we want to take it. We can either press up from the bottom, or we can try to drop back, which is what I'll attempt to do. We'll see if this works. Remember, we practice non-attachment. So I'm going to tuck my toes, make sure my knees are about hip width apart. Inhale and exhale. Start to send the pelvis forward, reaching the arms back, and we rock up. Whoa! With more strength and control than that. And we send the chest forward. Beautiful. Keeping the knees hip width apart. We can always place a block in between them if our knees tend to sway outwards. Thinking of pressing the chest forward. Beautiful. Pressing away from the mat. And gently release. Coming onto the back. Finding the knees into the chest. Giving them a nice little hug. I'm sure you want this right now. Giving yourself a time to rest here. Notice what came up for you emotionally, physically, mentally. And we can release the feet up into the air, opening for happy baby, opening through the hips, giving our lower back a little massage, pressing it firmly into the mat, just making it feel good. Beautiful. Sitting with a few moments of silence, surrendering to the calm. Gently releasing the right leg, extending it out, hugging the left knee into the chest. And then carefully guiding it across the leg, finding a little twist. Whatever feels good to you, relaxing. Finding the end of our practice. We've done the work. Now we can just enjoy. Coming back through center to switch sides, extending the left leg, taking the right knee into the chest, and slowly guiding it over. Still focusing on the breath, not what we have to do later. Just the here and now. Being present. Exhale, release, coming back onto the back. And now we can take either reclined bound angle, soles of the feet together, or corpse pose, extending both legs down, whatever is calling to you, whatever your heart desires. Just finding a final resting position where we can really relax. Let ourselves open up. Releasing any fear or any self-doubt that we may still find peeking out. Letting it go, making more room for love and acceptance. You are love, and you deserve to be loved. Breathing deeply into the belly. Maybe thinking about a few things you're grateful for. Ending this practice with a little gratitude list that we can peek back into later in the day. I am grateful for my body and its ability to move and make me feel good. I am grateful for this platform, enabling me to share my passion and my love with all of you. And I am especially grateful for you today, for showing up for yourself first and foremost, getting on the mat, showing up, doing the work. And I'm grateful for you joining me and honoring me with your presence, allowing me to guide you and journey alongside you. And with that, I will leave you to enjoy the rest of your day as we take one final breath together, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.